Hi, my name is Bill Johnson, and I'm the Vehicle Acquisitions Manager here at Evans Auto Sales.
In your own words, can you tell us what your position at Evans Auto Sales is?
My main position at Evans Auto Sales is to buy the vehicles, whether it be off the street, at the auction, and inspect them to make sure they are up to our standards.
How much time would you say you spend selecting a list of vehicles to look at?
That really varies by the auction, but on average, it's about a full day to go through a list and pick out the best cars that are on that list.
So about how many hours would you say?
Between 5 to 6 hours of just looking at the cars on the website.
Can you describe the process of purchasing vehicles for the dealership from selecting a car to actually buying it?
So one of the first things that we do is when we pull up the vehicle and we look at the photos so we can look at the interior and the exterior. Another thing that we do is we look at the Carfax reports. We want to make sure that there's no major damages on there or anything that would just not be something suitable for our clients. One of the biggest things is our reputation. So we do dive very deep into the history of the vehicles, the condition of the vehicles, and we want to check and make sure there's no rust underneath it. There's a lot of different entities that we check to make sure that these vehicles are going to be reliable.
After you buy the car, what happens next?
So after I buy the car, it will go through an inspection process at whether it be the auction or our mechanic shop. If I purchase it at the auction, it'll go through an inspection. And then once the inspection, if it passes, then I have to schedule a transportation for the vehicle from the auction. Typically, I'll have to contact the transport company and schedule that. And it takes about 2 to 3 days on average for the vehicle to get here from that point. Once the vehicle gets here, then we do our own test drive on the vehicle to make sure that the auction found everything correctly. No transmission troubles, no engine troubles, that kind of stuff, to make sure that the vehicle is sound. And then it will go to our mechanics.
Can you describe a little bit more the process of getting yourself to the auction?
So if it's a local auction, it's not nearly as bad. It's typically just like a drive to work. However, if I have to go out of state or if it's a long commute, typically, for instance, I go to Florida, and when I do go to Florida, I have to leave. Really on Wednesday is probably the most ideal day. Just it gives us that full time to actually inspect and preview the vehicles. So I will have to book a plane ticket. Once I get that plane ticket booked, then I have to go through whether it's, TSA, baggage, shuttles. I have to go through all of that to get to the terminal. And then once I get there, then I have to actually get a ride from the airport to the auction. And then I have to, once I'm at the auction looking at the cars, then I have to find another ride from the auction to the hotel. So it's a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of different commuting that you have to find, whether it be an Uber or a Lyft, or if the hotel offers a shuttle, the auction offers a shuttle. There's so many different factors depending on the location.
How do you measure a successful day at auction?
A successful day at the auction is finding good quality vehicles that we feel good about. I don't like going to an auction and feeling like I'm looking at nothing but junk and something that I can't sell here. So a good successful day is getting there, putting hands on these vehicles, and they're not having engine noises. They look really nice on the inside. We don't have to do a whole lot of process at our mechanic shop so we can get them to our customers quicker.
What sets apart Evans Auto Sales from other dealerships?
I would say our processes. We are so particular and meticulous with inspecting these vehicles. We will take things off of our lists for just some minor imperfections sometimes. We are so strict in our policy when buying a vehicle because we want to have our reputation precede us. We want to be able to have a customer come in and say, I bought my car at Evans Auto Sales because I trust them completely.
What's your favorite part of working at Evans Auto Sales?
The family feel. I feel like I'm family here. I can talk to anybody about anything. It doesn't feel like a job. It feels like I'm coming to visit my second family.
What's your favorite piece of advice you've ever been given?
That you have to remember that not everyone works at the same level as you, that you can't expect everyone to perform the way that you perform.